Shoot for the Stars for Big Potato Games is a trivia game all about playing chicken with other people. Let's talk about it. What does that even mean, Bowers Game Corner? Ahoy there, YouTube! We're back again today for another Thoughts from the Corner with the good friends Adam and Ronnie.
Yep.
And we're talking about Shoot for the Stars from Big Potato Games. This is for 2 to 8 players, ages 10 plus. It'll take, I don't know, about 10, 15 minutes to play. And in Shoot for the Stars, you're going to have this cool little deck of cards right here. There's a whole bunch of extra cards as well. They're double-sided cards, and on each card, on the front and back, there's going to be a trivia question. So, for instance, how many cards are in a deck of traditional tarot cards? So one person would read that question aloud, and they would be the captain, and they are going to then predict a number of how many cards are in the tarot card. And they go into the captain's chair of this spaceship right here, this really cool 3D spaceship. Then the next player to the left has a couple options. They can either agree that the person has not gone over and just, say, all right, I'm going to pass, but I'm going to stay on the spaceship with you. Or they can say, you know what, I think you're completely off, you're over, and they can jump onto a nearby planet because they think that you've went over. Or they can say, you know what, you're an idiot, I'm the captain, and they can bump you out of your captain's position and then bump to the back, but they have to guess a higher number, and then the next player to the left has those 3 choices once again. And eventually, when it gets to a player who is the captain, and when you start the turn and you're still in the captain's chair, that's when you read the answer aloud, and you're going to score points based on whether or not you were correct or incorrect, and if you stayed on the ship or if you did not. That's the basic premise of the game. It's really light. It's really simple. Who wants to talk about it? First impressions.
Sure, I'll go. I really enjoyed the cards. The questions were great. I liked the ship is amazing.
It is very cool.
And it's fun to hop off and go onto the planet. I like that there's a color for each person, a planet for each person.
Why didn't you notice that?
Yeah. Component-wise, really nice components.
No, it goes up to 8 players. It's not a plan for everybody.
Yeah, well.
Yeah, this game sucks.
For the people that I was. There was a planet.
But you're not 8 meeples?
But I really enjoyed it. I thought this was a great one.
How does it go up to 8 planets?
No, there's not 8 planets. There's not 8 planets. So, really enjoyed it. What'd you think?
It was fun. I do like the questions, like the style of the game. I do have to say, as a caveat, it is a requirement to watch the official how to play this game if you're going to play this game. I really think you need to watch that video.
Yeah. It was fun and informative, and it kept your attention the whole time.
It is a great
Told
video.
You everything you needed to know.
Yeah. I don't think it's a requirement, but yeah, I definitely think it is what most people are going to do, and it's thematic as well.
It'll add fun, because, the entire game, I was mimicking that video the whole time. I called people cadets only because that's what they call them in that video.
And here's the other thing. This could be a very unthematic game. I feel like they really did as much as they could to squeeze all the theme out of what otherwise is just a trivia game. To build onto what you said, some of the questions, how many people were on the Titanic? How many different shaped Tetris blocks are there? How old was Stephen Hawking when he died? What's the world record for the most claps in 1 minute? In hours and minutes, how long was the longest professional tennis match? I also want to give big kudos on the questions because they pitched this as a party game, which I think they absolutely crushed it as. I think you could all obviously do this as a lightweight filler game. I think it's fun. I think it's a great kind of game if you're waiting for someone. Easy to learn, easy to teach. And like I said, you only play 8 rounds grand total. And then also as a family game, because a lot of the questions I feel like kids could have a guess at, like how many people died on the Titanic. So I definitely feel like this is a game that's going to appeal to a lot of different groups. The packaging is nice. It's small. You don't have to disassemble the ship too much from game to game. And honestly, I think this is one of my favorite trivia games that I've played recently because I can't think of too many other filler weight trivia games off the top of my head. But I feel like calling it just a trivia game is more because, it doesn't really just feel like a trivia game. I feel like the majority of the game is going to be the bidding, the playing chicken. I think I'll go to 612. I'll go to 620. I'll go to 623. And someone's like, you're crazy. I'm jumping off the ship.
They must know more than I know. I'm going to keep going higher, too.
Yes. I enjoy it. So here's the question. So we all enjoyed it. But if I were going to hand you this, would it have a spot on your shelf?
Well, I do have one, I would say, negative game that I would want to mention.
I'm not a shill.
Well, because, if you noticed that game, there was not a single bid I ever made that was not just one higher. I always bid one higher.
Oh yeah, I mean, it does make the most sense, and it did drag out, the Titanic question when it was like 512. How many people died on the Titanic? 513, 520, 521.
To me, it's really funny because I knew in my head I was going to go to 1,000, but we were in the 500s, and I still only increased my bid by 1.
Okay, so that could happen, but I feel like that kind of adds a fun aspect to the game too.
Yeah.
It was
Well,
fun
and
to me.
also some of the questions was like the one was 40. Like you
I
can't
really
do that
don't-
very
yeah.
often.
And then
you know, like,
I really do not understand why you would ever be in the back of the ship. Like flying that ship, sailing off, not being solo. Did that ever happen in our game?
yeah, a couple times.
When people weren't on the ship.
Yeah, when
That was the only
when it
way
was
I got
more than-
points.
Yeah, I was gonna say I got off the ship a whole bunch of times.
Well, I
Whenever
got
somebody
off-
felt like the answer was over.
Yeah, most of my points I was on the ship.
Okay.
What?
Yeah.
That's not what you said.
I said I don't remember the ship taking off with 2 people on it.
Oh, it happened.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, I scored points because I was in the ship while someone else scored with the captain.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. So, would you take this if I was to hand it? Would it warrant a spot on your shelf?
Yeah, for sure.
8 players. Easy to learn, easy to teach. Small box.
Probably because
Yeah.
I really think it's wits and wagers, like wits and wagers, but even faster.
Yeah.
So yeah, I could see me pulling out this game.
I'm going to keep this one as well. Big Potato Games just consistently with me hits in the good to great category, and I think this one goes into the great for me because, like I said, you can play this in a lot of different situations, fit it into your bag, easy to learn, easy to teach. I wish there was, that is one nitpick, I wish that with all these cards or something they would have done a little bit more of like letting you know exactly how many points you score in different situations. Like even if it was just on the board somewhere, that seems like such like on the bottom of the ship somewhere. Like why couldn't it just print right there? Like, boom, this is how much you score. Little nitpick, but aside from that, really big fan of Shoot for the Stars, and this is one I think you might want to check out if you're in the market for a lightweight filler trivia game, which. Yeah, check it out. Shoot for the Stars with Big Potato Games. It looks like my big cup of tea. Be sure to check this one out. Also, if you're enjoying the content, please be sure to click on the subscribe button down below. As I'm trying to hit 15,000 for no particular reason, except it's better than whatever that number is. And in the comments below, let me know. If you could rob...
A store? Which one would it be?
Okay, no. Okay.
What time and where?
If you could go to outer space and start up a business on Mars... You're the first person on Mars starting this type of business. What business you starting?
Selling water.
Okay.
Brothel.
Damn it! That's what I was gonna go with. I'm gonna go with a bar with prostitutes.
Not gonna.
If only there were a name for that.
Comics. Wait, what you're doing. And as always, thanks for your time, YouTube. This video is brought to you by all of my amazing Patreon supporters, and I would love it if you would join their ranks and have your name immortalized in the end of many of my videos for the end of time. But consider for only $1 a month, and as always, thanks for stopping by.